Hello, I'm Ivan Copeland, and I'm 30 years old. I'm here to share my autism journey so bold. I prefer poetry, so I hope that's fine. So let's begin this thoughtful rhyme. A journey towards a better space, a story in which I found my grace. I was first diagnosed at 29, not by a doctor, but by a friend of mine. More of a suggestion though, which I took to heart, and that's when my learning had its start. Understanding myself was the plan, so a journey of self-discovery began. Autism comes with good and bad. Some challenges I realized I had. Cognitive isolation is the phrase I chose to illustrate the concept, I suppose. It's like my brain has been set apart, which can be rather lonely for my heart. Cognitive isolation is the term I use to illustrate my unique view. It also illustrates the pain it brings to have such a unique view on things. Although I like being in my zone, it can often leave me feeling alone. It also causes conflict at work. I plead my case, but get called a jerk. This has done me dirty in the past, but my career's stable now. I hope that lasts. If I'm not careful, I can cause some strife, trying to manage my professional life. It also causes conflict between my dad and I. Now that's a bond that should be held high, but that's the cost of autism. In some things you lose, some things you win. As I navigate life's lows and highs, it ripples through my family ties. My dad was also recently diagnosed, following my footsteps, I suppose. But thankfully, but rightfully, as it's a genetic trait, if I had children, they'd probably share my fate. As I understand autism more and more, it seems it's a shared journey that I explore. So two people with autism are bound to fight, as they both feel their needs are right. I call this an autism clash. With management, they too can pass. As I understand autism more and more, it seems it's a shared journey that I explore. My symptoms also affect my social life. Once in high school, some troubles were rife. I tried to foster connection, but failed. It crippled me. I felt impaled. Trying my best to connect and blend, but ending up without a single friend. My social anxiety made me drop out. A year at home, no hope about. But thankfully, I picked myself up. Some parts of life, I guess, just suck. So I rose from the ashes of despair, finding my strength, learning to dare. Now that we have addressed the challenges I face, next I'd like to talk about what thoughts take place. The autistic brain works quite differently. It's rigid and has less flexibility. Like diamonds, our thoughts are hard and strong, forming under immense pressure for so long. Our rigid brains prefer structure over mess. Even little faults can put us to the test. We like to work within frameworks we understand. So in new situations, please hold our hand. Expert analysis is what we seek. Deep understanding is what we keep. Dynamic environments can be a struggle. They get our heads up in a muddle. We may struggle in jobs like sales. In social situations, we might fail. But it's settings like this that make us feel gloom. But there's settings too in which we bloom. Our rigid minds can also do the trick in situations where structure is thick. Like in math and science, we do quite well. We show our worth and often excel. Our strengths are amazing and unique. To this point, I will now speak. There's been a study that even suggests engineering and autism are paired the best. To this I can personally attest, as I'm in software and often impress. A field in which my skills shine bright, in a beautiful realm of logic and insight. My structured brain is also great for hosting meetups. Maybe it's fate. But creating events is quite fun. So I have some meetup groups that I run. A place to connect, a place to share, in an environment where people truly care. My meetups are for friends and co-support, a kind of refuge members have sought. We support each other in our mental health, a place of friends, a place of wealth. In our community, we don't just survive, we help each other to thrive. In closing, I must confess my goals, one of which might sound quite whimsical. I wish to become a socialite, but with my social challenges, it's quite the fight. I'm determined not just to succeed, but with excellence, social excellence, take the lead. My other goal is to harness my finesse and create an online platform business. In this goal, I have already made strides. This goal fills me with so much pride. A venture where I can truly shine in a digital world that I define. My last wish is that you see what mental health has done for me. Perhaps it can do the same for you. The path is there, now you must choose. Embrace the journey and find your way in this world where we all have a say. Okay.